What the hell? Why is it not working? Whoa.
Calm down, Jamal.
What? Okay, look, broke boy. You clearly got some issues.
The voices are getting louder.
Here's some money, okay? Use it, go get some help.
I need help. Well, more specifically, anger management. Am I going to go to expensive anger management classes? Or am I going to build a device that electrocutes me every time I get angry? The answer should be obvious. We programmers love to do what we do until we hit errors. So, my simple solution was to program a device that would zap me and electrocute me every time it detected that I was angry. So, in order to achieve this, I need to figure out two things. Number one, how to detect when I'm angry. Money! And what to do afterwards. So, I decided that I should make these three detectors. Number one was a facial emotion detector. Number two was a keyboard spamming detector. And number three was a voice loudness detector. And for what happens after my anger is detected, you'll see that later in the video.
What I first did was code a basic face detection program, but of course, I already ran into a few issues. The first one being that the camera wasn't
Being connected to my Mac's webcam, but all it took was to find which device the webcam was registered as and switch it. The camera's frame needed to be changed a bit as well in order to make sure the AI I used could see my face clearly. For some reason, the AI was detecting my face, my default resting face, and saying that I look sad. Like, look at me. Do I look sad?
I am dead inside.
I added a studio light behind the camera in order to brighten the scene, and I tried a few different faces, and the program seemed to be detecting my face somewhat accurately. I then wrote a program that would monitor the speed of which I was typing and set a signal output if I passed a certain threshold, which would indicate that I was spamming my keyboard. It was pretty quick and easy to do, although allowing PyCharm to monitor all the input that came from my keyboard did make me feel a bit uneasy.
Finally, it's just me now.
Oh, he's typing something, okay. It's, H, okay, O, W, he wants friends. I'll be his friend.
The next step was to make a voice monitor that would detect decibels that surpassed a specific threshold. I wanted it to connect to an external mic and was going through the devices that was connected to my Mac through the ports, and something by the name of Black Hole 16-inch popped up. And of course, I couldn't be more confused on what kind of device was connected to my Mac. And I reread it, and turns out it said 16CH, which I'm assuming it meant 16 channels, but I still have no clue what it was, so I just left it as it was. I set some base values of what the decibel count was, but had to mess around with it a bit to sync it with my voice and how normally loud I am. I had been using threads to keep these tasks in the background, but with the code I had written and the time intervals, too many new threads were being made, and it led to performance issues and crashing. So I switched over to using input stream to continuously take in audio input rather than short bursts. Now, at this point, all my monitoring modules were standalone, so I wanted to have a centralized piece of code controlling these modules, which proved to be more difficult than I thought. For some reason, the face analyzer kept on giving weird errors that I didn't quite understand.
I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch. I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch.
I kept on working on the face analyzers, but for reasons beyond my simpleton mind, I genuinely couldn't understand what was wrong, and I couldn't figure it out.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
Eventually, I just rewrote most of all the modules because the way I initially built it, it wasn't compatible for them to combine together properly. As I was working on the centralization, I realized part of the code wasn't even running at all. Thanks to a few trustworthy print statements, I tracked down the voice monitor. For some reason, its threads were hanging and not properly closing. I say for some reason, but I know it was because I had switched over to an input stream to my previous method. So as a solution, all I did was revert back to the old logic I used and use a nested function instead, so that that thread wouldn't be blocking the main thread and other processes from occurring. Now, all the monitoring logic was complete, and I had to work on the responder logic. My plan was when I first detected that I was angry, it would play some sort of video that I recorded in front of me in full screen in an attempt to calm me down. And if that didn't work, then it would zap me. And if I still continued to be angry, it would continue zapping me within a set time interval if I hadn't calmed down by then. I coded a video player in around 2 lines, and it utilized the default video player of whatever was in my Mac, but for whatever reason, it just refused to full screen and remained window, which to me ruined the whole effect of what I was trying to go for. So I switched over to VLC, and initially I had a few troubles and issues with the whole process, but turns out I simply downloaded the wrong version of it, so that was a quick fix and I managed to get working. But for some reason, it wasn't working as I wanted it to, and I genuinely was going to crash out and needed to be zapped before I did anything to my Mac or my keyboard. I had to change it again completely and write a whole convoluted script using PyQt5. The next part was to build the zapper. Now, in my mind, I had a simple idea. First, buy an Arduino, connect it to a servo motor, which would press onto a piezoelectric unit that would disassemble from a normal lighter I could find.
The budget is increased. So, for this video, it's still a work in progress. This is probably a few days, maybe 5 days before I upload this. I've done some programming so far, but I'm still waiting for more Arduino and whatnot for this video. And right now, I bought a few new items. The main electrocution thingy, right? Fire. Oonga boonga. Oonga boonga caveman, fire. Anyways, so if you look inside, right, there's a small sparking thing that ignites the flame. So I need that because I'm not gonna buy some. I googled it and there's something called TENS unit. It's a massage therapy electrical thing, and I'm not gonna do that. So how should I remove this? Boom. Remove. There we go. Let's squish it. Yep. That's definitely shocking me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ah, okay. That's enough. Unfortunately, do that too much, else I'll get some sort of damage. And I'll put this over here. And I'm gonna toss this very, very flammable and explosive liquid in my trash can. And hopefully nothing bad happens. That's about it. I wrote a simple program for the Arduino that upon receiving a 1, it would activate the servo and press the button. I constructed the circuit and tested it out.
So what happened was, I spent hours and hours editing this video when I realized that it was getting very, very long, and it's because that I had to do it twice. So I'm gonna time lapse this whole area, which I've already edited. You might see memes pop up or something, but just, it's gonna be a time lapse so that I could keep the content, but make it short so that you have more room to watch when it actually works. And this is the only way I know how to keep your attention spans. Okay, it's uploaded already. So let's go back to Python, give it another go, and let me just stare at this. Because I think that meant it's not strong enough, and I can feel my spirit dwindling away already. Goodness. You. How's it? How is it too weak? Anyways, that concludes tonight's session of attempting this and a bit of failure, let's say. It's a learning process. So the next steps are, I would say, scrapping this thing. Either get a new strong motor to press this, or scrap this whole idea with the sparker thing, because it does take quite a bit of pressure to press it. And my main concern was that okay. Anyway, sorry. Was my main concern was that it was too tough for this weak plastic motor to press on it. But I'll let you know. Hope for the best. Yeah, the next stage is either get a strong motor or switch up the whole circuit and maybe get a relay. So after that massive failure of an attempt, I decided to start over and buy new components and hatch down a new plan. And rather than make it a mechanical press, I would activate via like a transistor or a relay or capacitors. Okay, so after that last failure, I had to change my entire approach on how I had to do this project. And it required me to buy a bunch of new components like, transistors, a capacitor, diodes, and resistors, and all that kind of.
You know what your problem is? You think money grows on trees.
Mumbo jumbo. We'll get to that in a minute. But the first step was for me to change the Arduino code because, of course, I wasn't using motor anymore. If you didn't know, for my A levels, I did take physics, and so I also did it for IGCSE. So I know my way around some circuits. So I drew a basic. I'm not sure if you can see here. I think I'll put the diagram here as well as I'm constructing circuit. I made a basic circuit diagram. Of course, Arduino isn't a real circuit symbol, but and this is not batch-free. I just did it for the sake of clarity. And yeah, this is the circuit diagram of what I'm going to be constructing right now. So let's start.
I might time lapse through a few of these parts if stuff a little bit, I don't want to bore you guys, but let me go through what I got. So I got a few 470 ohm resistors, 10,000 ohm resistors, 100 ohm resistors, Mosfet transistor, a capacitor, and some diodes. And of course, a battery pack because I need source of power. The Arduino won't be strong enough to power the capacitor, but it needs at least 12 volts. And a few more jumper cables and some wiring. So let's put this aside. The first step, I guess, is to, take out a battery bank, right? Now let's put this aside. Let's start on the Arduino itself. So, according to this, digital pin 8 will lead to, let's hook it up here actually. There we go. Get some wires.
And, I'm not too tech savvy with how this breadboard works, and I'm still learning it, so let's just jam it over here. So there we go. And it'll connect to a 100 ohm resistor. Let's find it. Where is it? Okay, there we go. Yes, go back over there. So, wait, can you see this? I hope so, anyways. Let me just check. Okay, so sorry for the strange cut. I wanted to zoom in so you guys could have a closer look at the circuit I'm trying to build here. So, the D8, so as a recap, the D8 digital 8-pin is connected to this resistor, which will be connected to the P1 gate. Okay, there we go. That's the current circuit right now. Right? Okay, so, and this point will be connected to a 10K resistor. Let's pull it out. And this resistor will be connected from this pin to just over here, I guess. This is the 10K, and it will be connected to ground. Let me move it here so hopefully you can see it. On my debacle on picking the right wire. So now that's connected to ground. I'm not sure if it's going to work, by the way. I just hope it's going to work. That looks about right. Okay, so that part is done. The next part would be pin 3. So that's the farthest, this pin right here. That should be connected to ground as well, common ground. Okay, so let's pull in. Yep, that's pin 3. All right. Okay, that's pin 3, and that will also be connected to ground directly as well. Okay, the video is playing. Apparently, the zap signal was sent. Let me just touch these 2 points. Let's see what happens. Let's do again. I should have gotten an LED or something, so then I could detect if it's like being activated. But oh. Wait, I hope this is in view. Let me stop this real quick. I wonder why it wasn't zapping me. I wonder why. Is that in view? Yeah, okay. So my stupidity is in view. Okay. I almost crashed out once more. The lost battery. Come on. Get out of here. Okay. Just a bit scared now because I'm going to crash out if this doesn't work. So this is connected. Detected my angriness. The video pops up. This is new. I'm not sure why it's not working. What? Wait, why are those fans blowing full speed right now? The zap isn't sending. Why? Okay. Let's take a pause here, and I'll need a bit of time to debug this and see what's up. I did a few quick changes, right? And just to test out if it actually is zapping. And you can't really see it, but it is happening. Let's hold together. I was holding this, and I felt small tingling. Like, what is that tingling? It's too weak. Okay. I see. So, this is in view right now. Probably is, but it's whatever. So what I have come to think is I think the transistor I use is not great for logic level like circuits because it needs What's that? MPV shop.jpg. What is that? Anyways, I'm not sure why, but it might be because of this transistor, but I saw the sparks. So maybe there's a resense code and see what's up. So my current layout, this is a 470 ohm for this part, right? And I think I should try changing it out with a 100 ohm resistor. So it's a bit more powerful, man. And if the sparks appear better, I might just full on remove the resistor and like go straight through.
You're about to take the full force of a star. It'll kill you. Only if I die? Yes. That's what killing you means.
That. Hey. Shit. Appeared. Okay, finally. So it turns out no need resistors. I think my whole situation is already weak enough that even without the resistors, the thing itself, it's a short zap. It's not too powerful, but definitely noticeable. So, okay, that's good. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. Let me not touch that anymore. Mission success. It's so, I would say late, but it's early in the morning. So, I've been awake for far too long now. Mission success, I'd say. It worked fine. And, okay, so the next part of the video should be like a full demo, I suppose, of me doing this and seeing it at home. So, yeah, that's about it for tonight. See ya.
What is this? This is stupid. I hate this and everything. According to whoever programmed this, they're stupid. They should quit programming forever.
No, don't do this. This is new.
Mama!
Mama!
Mama? Where's Mama? I hate this. I'm still angry. I'm so angry. I've been taking over. Zapping me.
I lied. My reaction was a fake. With the hardware I had used, the voltage just wasn't strong enough to operate the specific transistor I had bought for the scenario. And the spark was barely noticeable. Like, you could see the sparks, but you couldn't feel it at all. I should have used a relay in this situation, but for whatever reason, during the planning stages, I decided against it and thought using a transistor would be cooler. Overall, I already spent way too much time and money for this one video, so waiting more and spending more money to order a relay was completely out of the question, and I just wanted to finish it. It was my fault for not doing more research on this, as I should have. Maybe in the future, if you guys are interested, I could revisit this project with the proper equipment, with a relay, and with more research essentially, and do it properly so you guys can see me getting electrocuted. Hopefully you guys did enjoy watching this and it was entertaining and maybe you learned something. If you are interested in the source code, it is once again in the description below and you could go have a look. See you guys in the next project.
Of course, the first error I had made was missing a semicolon. What?
Wait. Gift. The gift. To what? What do you want to do?
I'm just a guest.
He looks like it's currently recording. You could see this clearly, yeah. Okay. Wait, go sleep, man. You too, old man.
Because I'm surprised you guys matched that age.
Out of here. What if I close the video? What could you?
Okay, don't do that.
Okay. Leave out of the record.
The ground. Let me watch the video. I forgot actually. Wait.